Hello there. Do you like the setup I have going on here? It's very fitting for the holiday coming up, known as Halloween. It's my favorite holiday of the year. Film noir, horror movies, scaring children, eating candy while letting your mind explore the darkness. Okay, well, maybe that's just me. But on the topic of Halloween, we're going to be taking a look at a movie called Daughter of Horror, also known as Dementia. Now, this movie came out in 1955, and for some reason there was 2 minutes cut from the original version. And back then, Hollywood took a lot of risks when it came to making a movie like this. But was it worth it?
Do you know that in the world of the insane, you will find a kind of truth more terrifying than fiction?
We begin with the narrator telling us that we will be told how something is more terrifying than fiction. And no, it's not reality. Although, it probably should be. But then he begins by saying,
This is my world. This is a place where there is no love.
A world with no love? Jeez, that must be harsh. How are babies made if love doesn't exist? Actually, I don't want to know. Forget I said anything. Moving on. But already, the story is intriguing, just from the opening narration, which I like a lot more than I probably should. Anyways, we begin by watching the Daughter of Horror, whom we never get her real name, grab what looks like a switchblade. Will she use it? She ends up going downstairs and avoiding crossing some police officers whom are looking for a killer who stabbed someone in this dinky little hotel. If you haven't noticed by now, this is more of a silent film with a narrator, which isn't bad. I personally enjoy this way of storytelling. And I gotta say, I love her smile. In a non-creepy way, of course. Anyways, she makes her way down an alleyway, only to be followed by a drunk. Thankfully for her, a cop comes by and gets him out of the way. Though what happens next seems to throw me for a loop my first time watching this. A guy comes out of nowhere and leads her to this rich man in a car whom she agrees to escort. I'm not sure why. Maybe she's bored or just wants to lay low after committing murder, but whatever the case may be, she follows him to what seems like a nightclub. Clearly this unnamed witch man is more interested in the dancer than the Daughter of Horror. She keeps looking at herself and is disgusted at how he doesn't find her attractive. Which, if you ask me, she could do a whole lot better than this slob. The movie then gives us a flashback on the Daughter of Horror's past, which I have to say is quite intriguing. Now, I can't speak from experience, but because I've never been abused, the most I got was a spanking when I did something really out of place when I was younger. But being abused is not okay. Not only does his father hit his daughter, he hits his wife. What an asshole! But on the bright side, though, this flashback takes place in a graveyard. And the graveyard is a really nice touch for the movie's atmosphere. Obviously, they don't live in a graveyard, but it's nice how the director got real creative in telling a story this way. After the club, they go back to his mansion, and I have to say, I love the imagery here. The giant staircase leading up to the next floor is so enchanting and lovely to look at. Sorry, I got off topic there a little bit. But next we see the rich man eating, which is probably the most disgusting scene of a man eating I have ever seen in movies. I could probably think of one more, but I can't remember the movie or show off the top of my head that can closely relate to this scene. Either way, the daughter of horror laughs, evil but lovely. Her temptations doesn't work on him at all until he finishes his meal. I suppose he tries by pulling her closer and grabbing her necklace, but she ends up stabbing him for it. Oh, that's bad, sorry, but did you see how he got pushed off the balcony for it? Well, I guess you could say it's a window, but it looks more like a balcony to me. After leaving the building, she goes downstairs to retrieve her necklace by severing the hand off. Well, that's one way to do it. The narrator tells us of these men that happen to be around the body. Very creepy, if I say so myself. The police are on her now, and she begins running for what seems like a while. I love the intensity this scene brings. Obviously, it's not nearly as intense as the movie Everest from 2015 when people are descending the mountain, but it's intense in its own way. And it does a damn good job of making you curious if she is going to get caught or not from the police in the alleyway. Luckily for her, she escapes into another club for a short time. How the dress gets on her is beyond me. I think it's a disguise that is fabricated in her own imagination. Either way, she seems to be having a good time at the club. In my opinion, though, this scene tends to drag on for far too long. Soon the police find her. Why they took the body of her latest victim is beyond me. It's extremely messed up. And soon everyone is laughing at her. For what? Getting caught? For thinking she can get away? Not sure as to why they are laughing. Maybe they just think of the situation to be funny. It's messed up, but in a good way for storytelling.
Only a dream.
And then it's all a dream. She wakes up and believes all of it didn't happen. But upon opening her drawer, she sees the hand. What? So it wasn't a dream? How did she get away from the police? The scream we hear, though, well, that leaves you with a lot of questions once the movie is over. Daughter of Horror isn't a movie for everybody. Although it has beautiful music, great imagery, great narration, a ton of amazing atmosphere. The story's easy to follow for its time, and I like it a lot, but I just wish I had a little bit more. Well, my wish was half answered. Apparently there was 2 minutes cut from the original version. And the original version, excuse me, and the original version also did not have narration in it. Which, that's okay. I guess it was supposed to be a complete silent film. But maybe it was too intense for its time, and well, they just had to cut back some stuff because of the censorship laws back then and all that kind of stuff. I mean, with movies like Friday the 13th, Freddy Krueger, Halloween, and so on and so forth, we're all numb to like the horror genre in today's media. But if you like film noir, horror, mystery, or just classical movies in general, you're going to love Daughter of Horror. It's definitely a little gem that is blocked in today's movie standards. Give it a watch. I'd recommend it. Okay, this is a quick edit to the end of my movie review. At the time I recorded all the footage for that review, I actually found out that you can actually watch the original version of Daughter of Horror, you know, Dementia. I did take a quick look at it. The movie is, well, pretty much the same. Like I said earlier, there's no narration, and there is 2 extra minutes. It's nothing too crazy or worthwhile because, you know, like I mentioned earlier, we're numb to all that kind of stuff. And what I have to say is I like the Daughter of Horror version better. Oh, it's also called Psychic Teens, if in case you really want to know. Psychic Teens, Dementia. Can this movie have any more names? The music is mainly like ambient noise and kind of like a burping electric guitar ambient noise in the background. It's not that great. I mean, it's good for what it's trying to be, but I like the choir opera music instead in Daughter of Horror. But it's up to personal opinion, I suppose. But I figured I have to add this on at the end of the video just because if I didn't mention it, you can actually find it literally on YouTube. Then a lot of messages or comments about that. So, well, now you know. Whether you want to watch Daughter of Horror, Dementia / Psychic Teens, that's up to you really. Either or, they are in public domain, so you can review the footage, watch it, sell it, do whatever you want with it. So it's actually pretty nice. Alright, catch you guys later. Have a good day.